It's Friday. Boy, the Texans won last night. Yeah, they did. Which is a good thing, like I was talking about last week, or the beginning of the week. If Davis Mills, well, he just didn't mess the game off. But they 3 in a row with Davis Mills. 9 times out of 10, you know who's coming back. C.J. Stroud. The thing is, man, C.J. Stroud, if C.J. Stroud ends up playing horrible in this game, guys, they're already talking about it in the city of Houston. They're already talking about it all over the city. What are they talking about, Stock Sniper? What happened last night was Davis Mills did exactly, well, he didn't throw outrageous passing numbers, but he didn't mess the game off either. In my opinion, guys, Davis is starting to get better. And of course, I think Davis Mills is around 26, 27. Davis Mills is still young himself. Because if I can remember correctly, when Davis Mills was the starting quarterback for the Texans, I think he did it for 1 or 2 seasons, so he was fresh out of college. Davis Mills, guys, I don't know, man. The Texans better not let Davis Mills get out of Houston, bro. The Texans better not let Davis Mills get out of this town. Because Davis Mills is starting to get better as a quarterback, particularly not throwing the ball away, doing the things that he needs to do. That's what Davis Mills is doing right now. So C.J. Stroud more than likely will be back next week against a big game. It's a big game for the Texans next week. I think it's against the Colts. C.J. Stroud more than likely will be starting come Sunday. That's what I think. That's what I pretty much know. So what's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all for joining. I'm the host of One Only Stock Sniper. Man, I had a magnificent 4-mile run. Now I'm doing the walk down, and that's what we do over here. We exercise. We stay in our own lane, and we mind our own business. But guess what, guys? Trump is due to meet the mayor of New York City today. It might be going down right as we speak. We already know the tension between the two. But at the same time, man, I gotta talk about Trump and this tweet he made about the military. Like, the military can refuse orders if the orders are against the law or wrong. But what Donald Trump tweeted and said yesterday about those military veterans, that is basically telling the military, look, guys, please don't take any orders. You know what your oath is. Don't let a commander or let nobody, a commander-in-chief, nobody tell you do any, in other words, make you a crash dummy. See, I come from a military background. Grandfather, World War I. Dad, Vietnam. Uncles. Well, I come from a military family, guys. So, and I still have family that either in the military or about to go to the military right now in January. So it makes me think, bro, if my loved one, or whatever the case may be, the commander-in-chief, if it's against the law and he wants you to go and do things just because he told you to do it, it is your moral responsibility to not do it. So what those guys basically were saying on the internet yesterday, everybody's seen it. If you didn't see it, go back and look at it. A whole lot of military veterans that are lawmakers, they were basically saying you got to uphold the oath, right? Which the oath is, if a commander-in-chief, which we're talking about Donald Trump, he is the commander-in-chief, right? If He's telling you to do operations and do things that are against the law. It is your moral responsibility, and it's your reason why you took the oath to refuse to do it. That's right, guys. Just because you're the commander-in-chief, you're not supposed to be telling the officers, your combat warriors, to break the law and do things that is against the law. That's not supposed to happen, guys. So that's just like a police officer, right? Well, I'm gonna use this as a scenario. They got a chief, same thing, on a smaller level, a police officer. Well, a police officer is not supposed to, just because the commander-in-chief or the supervisor say do this and it's illegal, it's against the law. They're not obligated to do it. That's crooked. So for a commander-in-chief to tell an officer, military, a regular police, a security guard, and it's against the law, you're trying to encourage that officer to break the law. That is actually against the oath. And you have a right as the officer of not to do it. That's why we got so many crooked officers, guys. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I'm your host, the one and only Stock Sniper. Hey, how y'all doing? Everybody that's coming in, rocking with me. Hello, appreciate y'all for joining me. But that is the definition of a crooked cop. A lot of people are talking about, and then what he said, guys, he said that anybody that says that those lawmakers should be either jailed or unalived. That's what he said, guys, which is sending a horrible, horrible message. That is a horrible message. Because guess what? That gives the police officers, all these people that are crooked in law enforcement, that give them to the okay to beat somebody. As long as the commander and chief say do it, I do it. And we already seen a lot of crooked cops, a lot of abuse of office. So, I mean, for Donald Trump to say what he said and tweet what he tweeted and actually threaten the lives of those, and then these are military veterans that are saying this, guys. These are military veterans that are actually telling these officers, look, basically telling them what they already know. So those military soldiers, those military vets that made the video actually didn't do anything wrong. That's exactly the right thing to do. But Donald Trump was absolutely wrong because he called for the unaliving of anybody that go against the orders of to do whatever. In other words, if I tell you, whatever I tell you to do, if you're in the military or if you're a police officer, you got to do it. No matter if it's against the law. That's not right. That's wrong. You know, and I got military family members. I come from a whole line of military. And all of them say the same exact thing, that he's wrong for that. Some of them voted for Trump. Some of them didn't. But either way it go, if you voted for Trump or not, if you voted for Trump, you know that was a green light. I'm going to keep it real. I voted for Trump. I did. But at the same time, right is right, wrong is wrong. And for him to threaten the unaliving of military veterans and the lawmakers, that's basically saying the right thing. If it's against the law, you have the right not to do it. You have the right to refuse to put in an order if it's against the law. As a commanding chief and a commanding officer, you cannot order your police officer or your military soldier to break the law. It don't work, guys. It don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Because their job is to protect and serve. Protect and serve. You know, not to be a criminal and break the law. Because even if you are not, nobody's above the law, guys. Even if you break the law as an officer, you should be held to the highest standard of the law. You should be prosecuted to the highest level Why? Because you are a person of service. Your job is to protect and serve, not to break the law. And if you're the chief of police or you're the commander in chief, your job is not to tell your soldiers or your officers to go ahead and break the law. It's all on Front Street now, you know? So, with that being said, somebody, anybody, needs to slow this type of behavior down, because it's only going to trickle down, guys. And you know who's going to suffer? The people that are being in contact with these officers. Because that what he just said gave the police officers the right to do a criminal, which is a human being, all kind of ways. And say that, okay, it was a direct order from the commander, from the chief, from the captain, and from, yes, the president of the United States. So, man, Donald Trump got to watch what he say, guys. Because as the president, and what I've noticed, right, Donald Trump, this is what Donald Trump has done. Donald Trump has taken a lot of trips overseas, right, chat? He's taking a lot of trips overseas. And he's seeing, like Marjorie Taylor Greene said, he needs to get off that airplane and stay at home. But Donald Trump is moving all over the world. And what Donald Trump is doing, chat, in my opinion, is that Donald Trump is going around and seeing how these other countries are being ran by the presidents. He's going over there and seeing, like he was with the prince the other day, the prince of Saudi Arabia. He's going over there seeing how the prince do things. He's seeing how the president of China is doing things. He's seeing how Putin is doing things. And guess what? He want to show that he's just as powerful as them, because overseas, those things happen. Those things occur. Those things happen as far as what he is doing and how he's acting over here. Like, whatever I tell you to do, you got to do it. Well, these countries overseas, you know, that's how they operate. You know, if you don't, right or wrong, whatever that president or whatever that prime minister or whatever, whoever overseas, whatever they say, you got to do, or guess what? They're going to do you all type of ways. So he's trying to take that, what they do over there, and basically he's trying to be like somebody else. That's what he's doing, guys. He's trying to be like somebody else. And this time with this administration, see, the first time he was learning, right? He's learning. This time he know exactly what he's doing all the way around the board. And he in my opinion, chat, he is actually obsessed with the power that Putin got, with the power president that China got. And he's obsessed with the power of that Saudi Arabia prince who we just seen the other night at that investment forum. He's actually infatuated with how they do things and how they run things and how much respect they get from everybody. But what he's failing to realize, he want to change the rules. We have different set of rules over here. That's why it's called America. That's why it's called America first. Home of the free, home of the brave. We have a constitution that we have to abide by. And a lot of things in the Constitution is actually against how we are seeing him act at this moment. Then at the same time, because everybody's talking about that tweet, about his threats to the unaliving, you know, anybody that don't listen to say what he don't go by his rules. That could be a throw off to get us to talk about this and get off those Epstein files. Because guess what, guys? For some reason, see, Donald Trump started it all, bro. Chat, Donald Trump started it all. Donald Trump started it all because he was the one that said that he was going to release the Epstein files. He said it. Now, he's trying to cover it up and back it up. And in my opinion, that tweet about what he said about the military and those veterans, that tweet, I think, was just to get everybody talking about this and not talking about the Epstein files. That's my opinion. They still haven't released the Epstein files yet. They got 30 days to do it. So also gotta think about that. You know, in my opinion, chat, he's gonna keep on saying outrageous things to try to get our mind and focus off the Epstein files. I mean, they're really good at what they do. You know, they know how to keep us, you know, off of what's really going on. But what we gotta remember is that what's in those Epstein files, we need to see. We have to know. You know, you've been telling us you was gonna release the Epstein files. Donald Trump told us that, right? So everybody's like, dang, bro, you said you were gonna do this, and now you don't wanna do it? Now everybody's wondering what's in the files. And I'm thinking, chat, that tweet he said was to throw everybody off of what's really going on. But guess what? We're going to stay on track. Of course, we're going to talk about the unaliving of veterans because we love our veterans. And I'm going to talk about it because I got a line of veterans, a line of soldiers, you know, that's in my family. I got family members right now that's already enlisted and about to go serve this great country come January. Yeah. So for them to hear this, like, what is really going on? Did I make a mad mistake? You know, am I going to go, you know, and actually I have to do whatever they tell me to do, even if it's wrong, even if it's against the law? No, you don't do it. If they try to tell you to do something that's really, really against the law, you actually have that right not to do it. You know, yes. You know, so and for him to call for unaliving of these type of people, that right there is un-American. That right there is un-American. And that wasn't cool. You know, that wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. You know, so it's a lot of kids. There's a lot of youngsters that are in the military right now. There's a lot of kids and a lot of youngsters that's going into the military. You know, and that statement that he made, probably has, I know the ones that I know, it got them shook. Right? Like, what's going on? Like, I want to go, you know, serve the country, but did I make a mistake? You know, and that right there, guys, is a bad situation, man. Because what he said and the power that he has as being the world leader, that right there is a security risk to the country, right there. Just by him doing that, it's a big, big security risk, you know, which is un-American. Let's see what the comments say. Small group, I'm thinking. 100. Dennis Woods, what's up? What's up, everybody in the chat? Appreciate y'all for joining me. Oh, I got some gifts. Let me see. I'm sorry, chat. I'll be working out. Thank you. Think that's NF, man. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. May God bless you and your family. Yeah, guys. You know, when I'm working out, let me tell the chat what I'm doing. If you don't know, I'm working out. I run 4 miles a day. And then I do this walk down while I'm walking another 1.25 miles. And it's hard for me to really pay attention to what's going on in the chat because I'm exercising. Look, guys, look at the kids over there. They're having fun. They look like they're playing. You know what, guys? I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna walk over there. See what they doing. Hold up, chat. Let's go see what they doing out here. Let's go see, y'all. They out here having fun. On a good Friday. Hope y'all Friday is going great. Mine's going excellent. Appreciate y'all for joining me, chat. Let's see what they doing. Oh, they eating watermelon. I'm just gonna go around right here. Hey, what's up, ATM Tim? Don't care for the incorrect rant. You're ignorant. I'm headed to Texas, bro. Oh, okay. What part of Texas you coming to, ATM? Let me get back on the track, chat. Dallas. Yeah, Dallas about 5 hours from where I'm at. Dallas is a nice city, though. Nice, clean city. Yeah, I love Dallas. Let me get back over here to the track. Yeah, I love Dallas, ATM Tim. It's a lot better than Houston, for sure. It's a lot cleaner. Yeah, it's better than Dallas. You come to Houston, you go downtown, you're gonna be, they've been trying to work on that though, but downtown Houston, a whole lot of homeless people be everywhere, acting all crazy and stuff. Yeah, downtown Houston is not a good, it's not good to me. Dallas, I don't know how Dallas is today, but I was in Dallas last year. Cowboys versus the Saints. And hardly no homeless people tripping downtown Dallas. Yeah, I like Dallas a lot. How long you gonna be in Dallas, ATM? Let me get back on the track. Okay, I'm going to be in North Dallas. Okay. I got a 2-day layover in Dallas. After your 2-day layover in Dallas, well, where y'all gonna be working at? Well, I love Dallas. I like Dallas a lot. I like Dallas and San Antonio. I like San Antonio a little bit better. We working in Dallas. The job doesn't start till Monday. Oh, okay. Have a good time out there in Dallas. They got some good food out there in Dallas, bro. Well, we are 29 minutes on this walk down. Appreciate y'all for joining me. I don't know if it's happening right now, but Donald Trump is supposed to be meeting with the with the mayor of New York. That's gonna be good. That's gonna be good. But yeah, man, that military, that that tweet Donald Trump made, I ain't like that at all, man. Cause I got family members, man. I got family members chat that enlisted into the military, and they're actually going to the military in the beginning of January. And for him to say that, you know, that can shake him up, you know. You know, I'm going to the military to serve my country, thinking I'm being led in the right direction. But we got the commander-in-chief saying that if you don't do whatever I tell you to do, even if it's break the law, that you should be unalived or arrested, and calling you a traitor because you actually want to uphold the law and you don't want to break the law. So that's bad, man. That was not a good tweet. He could have kept that to himself. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. Yeah, that was ugly, man. That was ugly, ATM. That was ugly. I got young family members, man, that's getting ready to go to the military right now. That's headed out in January. And I'm like, golly, I mean, what is a young kid that's 18 years old that wanted to go serve the country supposed to think after they hear about that? That's crazy, man. That's actually bad, bro. That's not good for the country. It's not. And it's also not good, you know, because that gives the police officers an A-OK to actually do people any kind of way, no matter what. As long as the chief or the commander or somebody in the upper level say do it. Even if it's against the law, you got to do it anyway. And if you don't, you're a traitor to the country. You're a traitor to the force. That's bad, man. That's bad. I just hope that I just start thinking about the youngsters that's 18 that want to go to the military, that already got the paper signed and ready to go, that's heading out after the new year. It's like in the case of my family member. I just hope Donald Trump, man, I don't know what he's going through, but he got to get his shit together. His morals and his principles together. That's what I hope. Yeah, I got a family member, man, that's on the way to the military, to the Army, right now. Already got the day when she's going and everything at the end of January. So her birthday present is going to be going to the military. And that was her choice. Wanted to go, you know. And for that tweet to go out, it kind of it touched me deeply. You know, because like a lot of people know that rock with this channel, I come from a military background. Grandpa, World War I veteran. My dad, Vietnam. Uncles, cousins, unlimited amount of personal friends. And yes, I got a stepdaughter who's taking that same route and is going into the military and going in January, at the end of January. You know, and for him to put out that tweet, it shook me up. It really did. I just hope, I mean, something else is telling me that tweet, and I'm hoping that's what it is, was just to try to throw us off the Epstein files. Because if that's actually the plan, it's gonna be, man, I don't know what, it's gonna be wild. And actually a lot of people are starting to turn on Donald Trump, which is just because you vote for somebody, right? And yes, a lot of people know on this channel, I voted for Donald Trump. But just because I vote for a person, that don't mean that I'm going to agree with everything you say. I think that's one of the main problems that we have, and that's why the country is kind of divided, because we let these people who we elect basically say and do anything, but right is right and wrong is wrong. And I think that's what's going on. Donald Trump is starting to say and do things that affect a normal, regular, everyday person, a normal, regular, everyday person. Because like I say on this channel all the time, one of Donald Trump's biggest flaws is that he don't know how it feels to be a regular person, you know? And when you're like that, and you up there, way up there at the top, in the billions, you know, all you care about is finance. All you care about is investments. All you care about is assets. That's all you really care about. And eight times out of 10, somebody that's born on that level with a silver spoon in their mouth, they're not in touch with regular reality. They're not in touch with regular Americans. And also, that I don't talk about a lot on this channel, Donald Trump got enlisted into the military, and he chickened out and didn't go. A lot of people might know that story, but he got drafted to go to the military, but he got scared and chickened out and didn't go serve this great country. So he has no right to tweet and say exactly what he said. He was dead wrong. And I pray that he don't try to actually try to play this stuff out. Because I guarantee you, for 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds that are enlisting, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, chat, from what I know, a whole lot of kids, guys, have made the decision. The recruiting rate and kids signing up for the military in 2025 is at an all-time high. So a lot of these kids that are watching the film, what you mean by watching the film, Stock Sniper? A lot of these kids are watching and listening to the internet and these tweets, that tweet that he put out. A lot of them are really asking their parents, did I really make the right decision after what this guy just said? So it's a lot of kids, man, 18, 19, 20 years old, that had the heart, the courage, to go sign up, really wanting to go do it for themselves. I want to go protect this great country. I want to go make this country great again. I want to make this country great for the first time. Because some people say, make it great again. When was it ever great? And some people like, well, we need to go make it great, greater than it's ever been. There's a lot of kids that's in that age bracket that want to go protect this country and want to go understand the potential that this country has moving forward. And for that tweet, a lot of them, man, are shook up, are wondering, if I do go, will I have to chuck away my morals and principles? Would I have to do the unthinkable? Would I have to treat somebody all type of ways? Even though my moral and my oath, it said protect and serve. If the commander-in-chief give me an order to break the law and I know it's against the law, just because he says it, I gotta do it. That's un-American. You know what I meant. It's not the time for fun and games. So I think I'm ending right here, guys. Appreciate y'all for joining me. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me on this walk down. 4-mile run, 2-mile walk. It's your boy, the one and only Stock Sniper. Donald Trump's supposed to be talking to the mayor of New York City. Hopefully I get back to the desk and we analyze and see what's going on and pay attention to what's happening. All you youngsters that's enrolling into the military, the OG have one message for you. If you already signed the paperwork, when you go in there, do not do something that's un-American. I don't care who tell you to do it. If they trying to tell you to break the law, then you know it's against the oath. Don't do it. Do what's right. Even if it means you got to go back home, at least you know you done what's right. With that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. Everybody that came rock with me, I love and I appreciate you. The people that the gifts, I appreciate y'all for all the gifts, all the likes. Everybody that come rock with me, I appreciate you. This helps me out on this marathon. Marathon is January 10th, Chevron Marathon. That's what I'm training for. So I love and I appreciate y'all. Hopefully I'll be back at the desk so we can hear what Donald Trump is going to say to the mayor of New York. I don't think it's going to go too well because they really don't see eye to eye. So with that being said, I love and I appreciate y'all. Earn, spend less, and make proper investments. Most of all, make sure you teach it to your kids and grandkids. And most of all, once you do that, then you teach it to the world. With that being said, this is the one and only Stock Sniper. I love and I appreciate y'all. To the next one, y'all have a great evening. I'm out.